Hey guys, welcome to the Livewell, brought to you by Digital Sportsman, where we get together with our community and talk fishing. The show's fixing to start, we're getting everything ready. But in the meantime, we want to tell you about our fine partners that not only make this show possible, but are companies that we absolutely love and stand behind. Groove Fishing, changing the norm of tackle storage. Sonar Pros, specializing in high-end installations across all electronic brands. Go where the pros go. Lip Sticker Fishing, specializing in putting clients on giant Lake Lanier bass. Bill Payne's Guide Service. Fish with a legend on Lake Allatoona, seasonal smallmouth trips, or even get your sonar dialed in. Brooks Anderson Fishing. Guide trips and educating today's anglers on Lake Lanier. Big League Charters. Fish with a pro on Tellico, Fort Loudon, Watts Bar, and Chickamauga. Money Saver Lure Retriever. Designed to break your lure free from almost any snag. Fishers of Hope. Benefit fishing tournaments to help people in need. Serve IT. Industry-leading IT services for your business. Change the way you manage IT. Turner Tire. Jasper, Georgia's most trusted family-owned tire center. Atlanta Safe House. The trusted source for safes and gun safes in Tennessee, Georgia, Kentucky, and Alabama. And of course, Digital Sportsman. A new way to discover and book unforgettable outdoor experiences with local trusted guides. Go to fngo.com to get direct links to all our fine partners. Get ready and let's talk fishing. All right, guys, we are here live. Looks a little bit different. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Livewell this Tuesday night, October 21st. Glad to see all you guys in the comments section. I know it's going to look a little bit different. It's going to take a little bit for you guys to get used to, but we're glad you're here. You can see my compadres right there. Clint's here and Alex is there. Now that we just get to look at you guys like all the time.
It ain't good. I don't know.
It ain't good. Yeah, you guys are prettier than I am. So want to say hello to everybody in the comment section. I see everybody. Kendra from Michigan's here. She got it figured out. So I'm glad.
Y'all too close. Back up.
Who's too close? Who said that? Clint's so pretty, cranking and yanking and all that. So, you know, I tell you what, guys, we realize it's a little bit different. It's going to take us a little getting used to this ourselves. So, but we're glad you're here. Let me go ahead and take care of some business first. Again, hey, look, check this out. I get to run everything tonight. Even got the banners going across the bottom and everything. But again, Toys for Tots tournament, December 6th out of Laurel Park. Guaranteed $5,000 first place prize, $80 per team, plus one unwrapped toy per angler. This is going to help the Hall County and the Pickens County Toys for Tots program. If you want to go ahead and sign up because you're going to blast off in the order of which you have signed up, you can contact me, 678-283-6700, and I'll get you signed up, get you your boat number. You can sign up the morning of. But it's going to be a great time. And I totally want all you guys to come fish because here's why. There's a challenge that's being set out now. And I haven't even told Clint or Alex or none of these guys. Me and Tim McGuire are going to fish this tournament. Now, last year, we just said that we're not going to be broadcasting it this year. We're going to take part and fish in it. So if any of you guys want to do a little side betting to see if you can beat me and Tim, you got to fish the tournament to do that. So I think it might create a little more buzz. Come beat Danny at the Toy for Tots because if I beat you, I'm going to rag your ass. Do what?
I got to get signed up. I'm fishing it with a guy from work.
Okay, yeah, I gotta sign up tonight too. I'll text you and figure out where to send some money, honey.
That's right. We'll do that. So yeah, that's nothing. I can sign you up over the phone. We'll get you all set. And again, you can't do it the morning of, but you might be one of them jokers. Last year we had 98 boats. So if you want to be the 98th, the blast off or the 101st, whatever, wait till the morning up. But if you want to get out and start catching fish, hit me up. And then another thing too, Fishers of Hope on November 1st, they have a Fishing for Matthew tournament on Blue Ridge. It's going out of Blue Ridge Marina. It's $100 entry fee, 2-person teams. Okay. They're going to have raffles, hamburger plates. This young man has a problem with his liver and they're trying to figure out some stuff, but we're just going to try to make him, smile a little bit, make it a little bit easier on him and his family and all that. And it'll be a good time, another good chance for everybody to fellowship together. If you're interested, you can call Tony Watkins at 706-897-7557, or you can call Jimmy at 706-851-6565. And let me get back up here to the comments and see who all's in here. If they're hitting a wacky rig, Danny will win. $100 says Danny wins it. You guys, hey, listen, I appreciate.
I got some faith in you. I like it.
I do. Listen, I'm a hammer. Okay. The reason I don't fish is to give everybody else a shot. That's why I'm always talking about it. I just want you guys to be able to do something, make you feel good. Tucker is going to be here. Where did you say Tucker was at? Clint?
He's fishing somewhere. I mean, the kid doesn't win all that money by not fishing. So he's somewhere, St. Clair.
He's on St. Clair. So he's going to be chiming in whenever he decides to chime in. You guys know how them Alabama guys are. Every time we have an Alabama guy on, they're never here right there at the beginning.
No, that's
Never
all right.
at the beginning.
We can hang out and catch up a little bit. I know I've been gone for a couple weeks and things changed a little bit, but we're
Just
fired
a little
up.
bit. Just a little bit. Where have you been?
I just got back from Idaho. That was pretty cool. So I went and covered the Ultimate Angler. Obviously, I'm sure we talked about that over the past couple of weeks. That was cool to see. And then obviously Tucker won with that. So I'm excited to chat with him some more on that tournament. But then went out to Idaho. So I flew out on Sunday last week and flew into Washington to go hang out with Jake Boomer, who's the owner of Alpha Angler. And so we did a Alpha Angler media shoot ultimately. So what that consists of is fishing with Brandon Polnick and Bryant Smith, and I'm cameraman Cletus filming it all. Basically, I filmed the most insane day of glide bait fishing the first day I've ever seen in my life. We had 25 pounds in the first 20 minutes on a new prototype glide. Josh Plades from Clutch was there with the new prototype, and I mean, it was like 6-pounders coming over the gunnel, 5-pound smallmouth. Like, it was stupid. It was like every other cast, then 40-inch pike randomly. Like, it was insane. We had over 75 fish on a glide bait that day, all on camera, all on the brand new swim bait rod by Alpha Angler that's coming out very soon. So we'll definitely keep you guys posted on that. But it's still pretty cool. It's still crazy. Like, if you would have told me 8 years ago when I got into this that I'd be in a boat filming Polnick one day and on one of the craziest day of glide bait fishing he said he's ever had. That's pretty cool. So cool memory there. The weather was cold. I saw a moose on my run. I got way too close to it, way closer than I should have. After showing everybody the video, they're like, "You're an idiot." And I was like,
"Hey, are they not the biggest animals you've ever seen?"
It was like 7 foot tall, and it was a small female. Like, I was like, "Oh my God, this is crazy." So it was pretty cool.
When I was in Montana fishing on the Madison for the Real American Road Trip, we went around that bend, and there was a moose and a cow and her calf sitting right there, and I'm like, no, let them have their space. So, guys, our buddy Tucker Smith is in here. Let's bring him on in here and get him on the stage. There he is, right there. How you doing, bud?
I'm good. How are you? Let me turn my phone sideways so you can see me.
We can see you. You look good. You look good.
There we go.
There he is. There he is. Clint told us you're up. Yeah, we're doing good. How are you, man?
Good.
Yeah, Clint told us you're up north doing a little fishing. Where you at?
I'm at St. Clair right now.
Nice.
Why are you up there? Just fun fishing? You practicing for something?
Just fun fishing. I'm up here. I took my grandfather up here, my uncle up here, and we're just having fun catching some smallies. But it's been rough. The wind's been blowing a lot. So, but we had a good day yesterday. It was calm and caught about 25 pounds. It was fun.
Yeah, there you go. Kendra is from Michigan, and she wants to know how was fishing on my home lake with a smile.
It was fun. I caught one that was like 6 1/4, I think, yesterday. So a really big one for out St. Clair.
That's awesome.
That is crazy. So we know that you've had a hell of a last 18 months, if not really for the last couple of years. You know, you've been doing very well. Just won the Ultimate Angler, Bassmaster Rookie of the Year. You're having a lot of success. Is it really kind of finally, I guess, coming to the realization that, what all you've accomplished? Is it finally hitting home?
I appreciate it. Man, I don't know. I mean, I love fishing so much. It's all I've loved to do. And, I try to like focus on the present and the future a lot. I try not to look back too often because I always try to stay hungry, and look for the next tournament and try to figure out how I'm going to catch them at the next one. But man, it is a true blessing to look back and seeing what this last year's been like for me. I've definitely traveled around a ton of places and caught some fish and had a lot of fun, but man, it's a blessing to be able to live my dream and fish professionally. It's something that I've been wanting to do since I was a little kid, and to be able to do it for a living now is really special. There's not many guys that get to say that they fish for a living, and I think that's what I was called to do, and it's an awesome time for sure.
Absolutely. One of our buddies won Emil Wagner.
Oh yeah, I travel with Emil.
Oh yeah,
series.
And Paul too, right? You with Junior?
I do.
Yeah, they're a couple of faves from around here. Clint
and Andrew
actually,
Loberg too.
That's right. I mean, that was a hell of a house. Absolutely a hell of a house. Now, Coleman goes, Tucker, what's your biggest accomplishment in your own opinion? What's your most successful moment?
Man, I think honestly, I think I would say probably winning winning an Elite Series tournament. I'd say that's probably my biggest accomplishment. I would say that making the elites was a huge accomplishment for me just to get there because it's so hard to get to that level and to finally make it there and then to win a blue trophy. It's so iconic. I feel like that blue trophy is, and I was good friends with Aaron Martins, and he had some blue trophies in his basement. I would always go over there and look at them and just think, that is unbelievable to have one of those things and just how crazy it was. And then, fortunate enough this year to win one, and man, it's surreal, honestly, just looking back because I've been watching fishing my whole life and it's always been a dream of mine. So I think that one's probably hits home the best for me just because coming from the Coosa, everybody around us fishes. And so we get to fish, around all kinds of really good fishermen when I was growing up, I did. So it's really cool to bring it back to Alabama for sure.
Absolutely. Now, I got a couple questions for you. And again, our comment section is going to run this show, and that's just the
Okay.
way it is. So, Tucker, what is the best Zen flavor to improve my luck?
Definitely Cool Mint.
Cool, man. Okay, there you go.
So, yeah, Cool Mint, I would say. I used to be on the Chill and Spearmint and Citrus and all that, but I don't know. I think it was Paul that got me on the Cool Mint, but I got on the Cool Mint, and it's been, I think, yeah, I've been on Cool Mint for a while.
There you go. Highbrow questions you're going to get from this show tonight, right there. I got a buddy.
That's an important question. That might be the most important one.
It is. It is. Actually, one of my favorite Slick Johnson videos is when Jordan was flying down. Jordan Lee was out of him and had to find out where Slick was and was going 150 miles an hour just to get to Slick to get him a little bit right there. Fred Ashcraft wants to know, what is your best memory with Aaron Martin and how close you guys were?
Yeah, man, I was really close with him. I'd go fishing with him and hang out with him a bunch. But I would say the best memory, I say this in a lot of podcasts, but the best memory was probably the first time I ever went fishing with him. And that's what it really was. It was awesome just getting to know that guy. But when we went fishing for the first time, he was like, I got in the boat and he's like, what do you want to throw and where do you want to go? And we were on Lake, and I was like, I don't know, man. You're Aaron Martin's. Like, why are you asking a high school kid what to throw and where you want to go? Like, I was like, you're the best, like in the world. Why are you asking me? And he's just like, I just wanted to know what you wanted to do. Like, I just wanted to ask you because, I'm not just gonna, tell us where to go and everything like that. And that meant a lot to me because he paid attention to the younger guys, and especially at the Bass team meetings. His daughter went to the same high school that I went to. And so whenever we'd be at the Bass meetings, he'd spend the time and talk to each one of us and ask us questions and ask us what our favorite baits were and what he liked to do with those baits, and spent time with other people that, especially the younger generation. So I try to keep that legacy going with just being nice to the younger guys, and because it means a lot to the younger generation. When we were all young and looking up to those pros like that, and I just remember how much we looked up to him. So to be able to actually be in that position now, it's like, it's my turn to show that and be grateful and be nice to all the younger guys.
That's right. That's right. It won't be long till everybody be looking up to you for sure. Clint, you covered the Ultimate Angler with this young man. I think he may have won it, the other day. Tell me, he did, maybe, but maybe you can kind of shine a little bit of light on that tournament since you were there and ask him a few questions about that.
Yeah, that tournament, I mean, I think it went really well as far as like just it was run pretty smooth. It was pretty cool seeing everybody kind of all in the same place, the same melting pot. And I know the biggest complaint coming from a lot of people is there's no coverage. And I know it kind of got a little muddy with the coverage and there wasn't a whole lot. I know that Travis and Tanner were out shooting photos and covering you, getting some awesome photos and stuff. And those kind of weren't shared out to social media day of and all that kind of stuff. Not their fault at all. But like, what do you think about winning $500,000 and there's kind of no coverage. So you kind of got to keep a little bit of your sneaky holes to yourself, especially going into next year. Like how did that feel being that versus having a live camera on you for 3 or 4 days?
Yeah, man, I actually enjoyed it. It was I've got that elite tournament next year out there on Guntersville, so to be able to not show a few holes on live or pictures, it's actually really nice. And but man, I think it was cooler. The same weigh-in process, same blast-off process as a regular tournament, and they did have some camera guys, riding around taking some pictures. I got some cool pictures that I posted that they took, and yeah, I don't know, I liked it just for the fact that I've got another big tournament coming up out there, and I think I might be able to catch some on the same area. So didn't want those to get shared too much.
Yeah, so it worked out pretty good. I mean, did it feel any different from the elite? Like how would you compare winning that elite on Fork and then also before that one on Fork, I mean, you were second place like right there at Hartwell too. So you had a crazy back-to-back couple tournaments there. Like I'm sure the adrenaline was crazy. You and Paul being 1 and 2 in that one. Like how did that feel? How does the Ultimate Angler win compare to like Fork?
Yeah, I would say it was awesome until I went to the Sabine after that and finished like 85th.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, definitely the Ultimate Angler Championship was cool because when you showed up to the meeting, it was like everybody from every trail that's the best is here. And it was like 200 guys, but you walk into the meeting and you look around and there's just like hammers from every state. And you never really see, I've never been in a room like that where I've seen BPT guys, elite guys, Alabama Bass Trail guys, NPFL guys, all standing there that are all hammers. So that was really cool, being able to be in a room with all those guys. And then, yeah, just I think everybody getting brought together like they were. I think it was just a good movement for the sport. Just with that kind of prize money, everybody was getting fired up. But I don't know. I mean, I've always wanted to be on the elite, so the elite win was I would say not more special to me. I don't know how to put it, but I don't know. I worked so hard to be on the Elite Series level, but I look back on that Ultimate Angler tournament. It's like, yeah, that was against a lot of really, really good fishermen. So I don't know. I can't really make a call on that. They're both amazing.
I get what he's saying, because your dream was to fish the elites.
Yeah.
And this is kind of a one-off all-star kind of tournament. But at the end of the day, dude, you kicked some serious ass against some really, really good anglers. Like that might have been the best. That might have been the best all-around field maybe ever assembled. I mean, Clint, any of you guys?
I could agree with that.
Yeah. So the fact that you came out on top of that is, to me, even more impressive. Right there. I
know y'all can't say anything, but without scope was pretty cool too.
Yeah, it had to feel
no. Listen, we can say whatever we want to say. Yeah, like that.
No, I'm just saying, for the tournament next year, I can't really talk about it, but I know y'all without the live scope though, it was pretty cool to be able to win it without scope too.
Yeah,
that was
awesome.
Cool for the younger guys.
I'm sure. Well, okay, you brought that up. Just be straight up. Does it not piss you off when guys just kind of group all you younger guys in we can't fish without scope kind of category when we all know that you can? Does it get on your nerves?
I mean, not really, because I feel like the guys that know you, and the guys that like you, and the guys that aren't gonna, like, if their guys are saying stuff about the younger guys for this, and we prove them wrong, they're gonna say something else that we're doing wrong. So
I mean, hell, you had comments being like, "He couldn't have won without the screen." It's like, dude, it was a no racing.
You see Andrew Loberg at Lake 10 Killer, and the comments are, he's scoping them bushes, and he's flipping a freaking Strike King bait in a bush. Like, he's not scoping bushes. And so they're going to say what they want to say. You can't look at that stuff and get caught up in that. You just got to keep grinding, and who your friends are.
That's right. That's right. All right.
Going back to the comments, Kendra asked, do you feel your finesse game has been heavily influenced by the time you fish with Aaron? Like, do you think that's contributed to your finesse game?
I would definitely say so. But I throw a lot heavier line than Aaron would throw. and he'd probably be mad at me, honestly, right now. I throw mostly like the lightest I go is like 12, 15. Like I throw a lot of 15-pound on my spinning rods. I don't like retying. I like setting the hook hard and reeling to the boat quick. And I think a lot of times they don't really care about line size, especially if the water's got some stain to it. But I could see in a clear water situation where it would be necessary sometimes. But the lightest I go is really about 12 pounds. So he'd be pretty mad at me about that. But I think, yeah, definitely with paying attention to details. That's one thing, like with your bait, perfectly rigging your bait. Just weights and stuff. Trying to get away with the lightest weight possible. And then just a lot of soft plastic presentations that that was something he harped on a lot, was soft plastic presentations and how natural they are in the water compared to hard baits and stuff like that. So that's something that I've tried to do a bunch.
That's awesome. All right, Alex.
Yeah.
Bring it in.
How do you use science to break down the lake, especially if you can't use live scope?
What do you mean? What do you mean by science? What did you say?
Like are you trying to follow any certain pattern, or are you just trying to figure it out on your own? And
yeah, I would say definitely time of the year and where they're positioned is a big thing. Like this one at Guntersville, when I couldn't use live scope, I knew that it's the fall right now, and these fish are moving back in these creeks, and the bait's starting to move back in the creek. So I knew that the fish were going to start funneling into the creek. So I focused mostly like on the Mauser creeks and kind of like back into some creeks, but and then also Main River too. But there was fish on the Main River, some fish at the mouth, some moving back. But I was trying to stay in front of the fish, and it seemed like it got a little bit colder and colder every day. So I was starting out in the beginning of the tournament more out on the main lake, and then as the week went on, it got colder and colder. The water actually started turning over pretty bad, and those fish started to move back in those creeks a little bit more, and they were biting better in the creeks because it was more stable. So I ended up moving back in the creeks as the tournament progressed, and focusing more on those resident fish, more of those migrating fish that I was catching at the beginning of practice or the beginning of the tournament. They kind of got affected by the water turning over, and I had to catch some more resident fish that were back in some creeks. But yeah, it changes. I mean, it was changing throughout the tournament, and I had to adapt a lot.
I'm gonna skip a little bit because Emil is in the chat. And
oh man,
no, listen, Emil's one of my favorite guys from all of North Georgia. He knows. Yeah, so I got to jump him up. And sorry to the rest of you guys, but this is a great question. Tucker, rank these in order, please. Cheez-Its, Oreo, Matt's Gummies. Huh, come on.
What was the last one?
Matt's Gummies.
Mott's Gummies.
Oh, is it Mott's?
Danny can't
listen.
They
They're making me wear these glasses.
It or what?
Yeah, Mott's Gummies. Rank them.
Mott's, Cheez-Its, and what was the other one?
Oreos.
Ooh. I would have to say Cheez-Its first, just because you can eat them any time of day. I feel like the gummies are more, the Mott's gummies are good. I don't know, man. That's tough. Maybe Cheez-Its, Mott's gummies, and then Oreos, I would say.
Can I ask you why in the hell he would ask that question?
I mean, I just eat crap.
Is that it?
I eat junk food. Yeah, most of the time.
I got you. I thought that might be something. I thought that might be something to the gummies right there. I didn't know. I was going with that. Was it Paul or Emil's idea for the group tattoo?
It was a combined thing. Emil didn't get it. It was me and Paul and Hayden Marbut that got it.
Why didn't Emil get it?
Well, we're trying to get him to get a surge one, but I don't think he's going to do it.
Damn, Emil, you're out there. Get a tattoo. Don't be a poon. All right, Tucker, what makes you such a good side scanner? Emil told me that you're the best side scanner in the world. So what is it about side scan that you are so good at?
I appreciate that, Emil. He's not on the call, but he can hear me. Yeah, I don't know, man. I've spent so much time with it, and I did learn some from Aaron about it, but more the fact that I just spent so much time doing it. I've done it for, I mean, basically since I started fishing. I've been side scanning. Um, not since I started fishing, but tournament fishing. I don't know, man. I've spent a lot of time with it. I've done a lot of trial and error. Lived on the Coosa, lived on Guntersville, so I'm used to it a lot. I'm used to looking at stuff, and I can kind of, with how much I've done it, I know what's what. And I never try to be like cocky or anything when I'm talking about fishing, but when I look at my side scan, I know what I'm looking at most of the time, and I can tell if they're largemouth spots, smallmouth, that I can tell if they're ready to bite and they're grouped up good. But yeah, I've spent so much time doing it. I can just see what's going on. But I think that spend a lot of time with it. It's definitely been the biggest thing. And I like to catch schools of fish, and I do that a lot. Looking for schools of fish with the side scan.
All right. What's the biggest mistake you think people make with their side scan?
I would say the biggest mistake that people make is probably trying to like change up your colors a bunch.
Mm-hmm.
I would say stick with one color that you like and run with it. I run the blue color, but I know that people's eyes are different, and some people's eyes work better with a different color side scan. So if you find a good one, just stick with it. And then I would say turn up your sensitivity a lot to where you can see really well. I crank my sensitivity way up so that I can see detail good, and it's not as kind of, the pixels are super tight together, so it's really clear when you turn that sensitivity up.
Alex, do you use that on the kayak?
Yeah.
You use side scan a lot?
Yeah.
So what he just said, I mean, is that similar to what you do?
Exactly. Yeah.
It's exactly what you do.
Yeah. I keep the sensitivity cranked way up.
Okay. What about you, Clint?
I just scope, man. I don't know.
That's why I threw that out there. Andy Anderson, and I don't know if you've had a chance to meet Brooks Anderson yet. Do you know Brooks?
I do.
You know
Yes, sir.
Brooks. Love Brooks to death. Can't get him to marry my daughter. I've been trying forever. But Andy's his dad. I know she's gonna be pissed at me for saying that. I've been trying, dude. I like Brooks. Have you heard anything about another Ultimate Angler in 2026?
I heard rumor that there was going to be another one. I don't know for sure though. I hope so.
Absolutely. What would your dream non-endemic sponsor be? If you could have any company outside of the fishing industry, what would it be?
Zen.
Zen, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Can you
Good choice.
imagine? I'd be throwing out Zen cans to the crowd. Everybody'd be screaming
Dude,
for Zen.
I'd be following you around. I got Copenhagen in right now, but I do love some Zens for sure. Hey, listen, here's what it is.
That would be. Would you get it a cool mint wrap, or would you just change the flavor like through the season? Or
oh yeah, that'd be
it'd probably be a different flavor per season.
Does Zen do the coffee flavor? Do they do coffee?
They do.
Oh yeah.
Do you like that one?
I did it a little bit, but I didn't really like it that much.
Yeah, I didn't either. I tried that one. What are you, like a 3-6 or what? What are you?
6.
6. What is that 9 that I've been doing?
Swedish Zen.
I don't know what the hell it is. It's something, but I got to do 2 at a time.
I've got some from Sweden. I think they're like 9 or 12 milligram. But
there you go.
Good.
Now you're talking my language right there. Let's see. Do you have any of your competitors' secret juice to accidentally spill for us? Like, how about this? Tell me what Emil likes to do. Emil and Paul, because I can't get Paul's ass on this show. I've been trying forever, and he's always out duck hunting or fishing somewhere. He's been on one time. He's probably scared because last time he was on here, we talked about his hair a lot and the product that he uses and all that. So that might be why he don't come back on. But yeah, drop us some juice. I tell you what, what's it like in your house? The night before a tournament, all your different personalities going on.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I would say Loberg gets us make sure we're all tucked in for bed, make sure we're all ready to go, and then he wakes us all up in the morning, fixes us all biscuits and coffee. No, he's good for us because we all like to sleep, especially me and Emil. Me and Emil are really bad with sleeping in, and Paul's all right. Paul's bad in practice, but in the tournament he gets up and gets fired up. But even in the tournament, I'm pretty slow. and Loberg's up at like, 4:30, just make a lot of racket around the house, and I could sleep through it, but he'll make sure that we're all up. That's a big deal for us, making sure everybody's up and getting to the boat ramp, because I've been late one time and it was not fun. So, but yeah, I think that we just have a lot of fun. Everybody just cuts up, and it's a good time.
So let me ask you this: y'all are going into the final day of a tournament, and all of you guys are in contention. Just what's the vibe like on that last day? Because I know you're all friends and you all talk, you share a little bit, but at the end of the day, you want to beat the other guy. So how does
Yeah,
that play out?
I mean, it depends. It depends. Like,
I mean, walk us through day 4 on Hartwell, because it was pretty
Yeah.
dang close. I mean, Loberg was in 15th, and then you, Paul, and Emil were in the top 10.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, obviously I want to win, but it's cool to see your buddy win. I mean, we're honestly at the point like where we like to see our friends succeed, and I would say we're really close with each other. And some houses might be like that, some houses might not be, like other elite guys, but we're pumped up for each other. If
I like it.
somebody doesn't make the cut, I mean, we're going to watch them weigh in, and we're going to go cheer them on. And I mean, we get pumped up. I get pumped up watching the boys catch them. If I don't catch them, I'd want them to catch them. So I mean, I didn't have a hard time getting second at that one. I just knew I had a second place curse, and I was able to break it a couple weeks later at Lake Fork. So that was cool. But yeah, I mean, we're just happy, and I think it worked out the best way possible that it could have worked out. I mean, I get second by a few ounces, and then the next couple weeks later, Paul gets second by a few ounces, and I won the next one. So yeah, I mean, it just the way that it happened, it was perfect for sure.
I got you. Tyler wants to know, do you like fishing current on the Coosa?
I do a lot. I used to do it a lot more. When I was growing up, it seemed like the current bite was a lot better when I was growing up, and now it's still good, but it's not as good as it used to be. Like, you used to be able to go up there and catch, 30, 40 fish in an afternoon, and now you go up there and it's like you're trying to catch 5 fish. So,
I
but
got you.
yeah, it's fun.
Hey, Clint, take a couple of these because I see Crankin' and Yankee comment, and I got to go get something for him. So throw out Tucker
right.
another question real quick.
You got any catfish tips for Pontoon Jody? When's the last time you caught a catfish?
Okay.
Actually, today.
Really? What'd you catch it on?
I think it was a minnow on a catfish on a minnow. I would just say find the bait. Like, people don't understand how catfish are swimming around bait balls like they are now. And if you could find like a bridge or something that has a lot of bait concentrated in an area, you're out bass fishing this time of the year anywhere in the country, and you see bait balls and you see fish swimming around them. A lot of times there's bass around, but a lot of times there's catfish swimming through those bait balls, eating them or around them, around the bait balls. So yeah, if you can find the bait, you can find the catfish. We didn't know that they swim around as much as they do until forward facing, but now that we've got forward facing, we know that the catfish are out in the middle. You'll see catfish guys back at home, like in the middle of the river channel, and their baits are like 4 feet under the surface. They're catching catfish out in the middle. So.
That's right. So Crankin' and Yankin made a comment about Tucker's flat bill right there. All right. So
it's been a little bit.
Yeah, I went and got my Brooks Anderson flat bill just for you, Crankin' and Yankin, just so Tucker feels at home with somebody. I'm old, I shouldn't be wearing it,
Good.
but by God, I own one right there. So
I like it.
That tall yak guy, Tucker single-handedly convinced me to learn how to tie a double San Diego jam in an FG knot. I guess those are shit. I can't tie them. I still don't know what a San Diego jam is. We've been talking about that, but
it's the best for bottom baits.
You think so?
Yeah, definitely.
Like seriously? Okay, there you go.
Just because it's a bulkier knot and it's got 3 tag ends, so those tag ends are dragging the bottom and it's keeping the knot off the rocks and stuff too.
Alex, is that what you tie? Don't you tie one of those?
Yeah.
You got 3 tag ends?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got
3 tag ends.
Good Lord. No way I could do that.
It's not that bad.
It's actually pretty easy to tie. Honestly.
It's easy. It's just like the trilane knot, except you just double your line over and do it through a different hole.
First of all, you're young and you ain't got these fat hands that did heat and air for like 20 years before you got into this. So, um, how can you tell between the species of bass when you're looking on your live scope or your side scan or anything? That's that question from the comment section.
I mean, it depends on the scenario. It depends on what lake you're on. I would say for the Coosa, like if you're on the Coosa River, I would say the spots are usually swimming a lot faster than the largemouth. The spots usually, um, they usually group up, and I would say in schools of two, three, um, and they'll be in singles too. But most of the largemouth on the Coosa are usually by themselves that are swimming around. Um, but yeah, I mean it's hard to tell unless you've used it a bunch. But just with side scan, you can tell the way that they're set up, and down scan, you can see like the spots will be set up more vertically, and then the largemouth will be more like horizontally around the bottom. And yeah, but like at Lanier and stuff like that, I mean, you can tell with the spots on the brush piles because usually the largemouth will be down deeper in the brush piles, and the spots will be up on top, kind of sitting ready to eat.
I got you. You like Lake Lanier?
I do like it.
So for the lunch break today, I put in Chat GPT and asked for like the best lakes and everything. And Chat GPT ranked Lake Lanier the #1 spotted bass lake in the nation. And I mean,
I think
we're
it is.
partial. We're partial.
I think it is.
And there was a couple California lakes, and then Smith Lake was on there. You think Smith Lake is a pretty good spotted bass lake? Because I was kind of surprised it did. I know it's got a bunch of spots, but the #4 in the nation according to Chat GPT.
What's number 4?
Smith Lake. Smith Lake.
I don't think so.
Yeah, see that, and I didn't agree with.
I don't agree with that. I agree with it for little fish. I mean, there's still some big ones in there, but for quality fish, like quality 3, 4, 5 pound spots, and that's what you're going to catch at Lanier. You're not catching many 1 pounders. You're catching 3s. I mean, usually every one you catch is usually like a 3 pounder or bigger.
Well, unless it's me. But them two guys over there beside you, that's what they catch. I'm the king of the 2 pounders. Guys in the comment section, Rocky Watkins wants to know if anybody knows a good he's got a 93 Ranger with a 150 Mariner, and he's looking for a good marine mechanic in the Beaufort area. So you guys help him out over there. And Darren Moss wants you to give up Emil's fluke secrets.
That's for Emil to give up. I ain't gonna give up any of his. He won't even tell me his fluke secrets.
He won't either.
He don't tell nobody that stuff.
I bet he reels it fast.
I don't know. I've been talking to him about it. I've been trying to, get some herring tips. I'm teaching these guys how to fish ledges. They won't give me no herring tips.
Seriously. Seriously. We'll help you out like that. You get a meal, you get enough of such and such in there, he'll give it up to you. You gotta know how to work him.
Hey, real quick to Rocky's comment, I couldn't type in the chat here because I got to log in or whatever, but Custom Marine Concepts is where I've taken my boat, and them boys, they rock. They're really good, and they're over in Winder, so it's not too far. When I lived in Gainesville, I was driving. I still live in Woodstock and drive over there to get my boat worked on. Custom Marine Concepts in Winder. That's a fantastic shop. Jeremy over there, really good. Check them out.
All right. Alex, I'm going to ask this question, and you get the next one, okay?
Okay.
At there. So Bass Time with Diaz wants to know, Tucker, what's your absolute favorite jig rod?
Well, I just got a new one, actually a couple days ago, but the one that I've been using and I've caught the most fish on, and what I used at Guntersville was I used a 7.5 Shimano Corrado heavy rod, and it's extra fast, so you've got a lot of backbone with it. There's not much tip, but it's got enough tip where you can feel the bite. And yeah, I like a little bit longer rod, especially when you're fishing offshore and when you're around grass, because you can grab the rod and snap it up and snap it out of that grass. But I like, and for just casting distances, you can bomb that thing. If you've got a good reel on it, a 7.5 heavy rod, you can throw that jig as far as you want. But if you're flipping docks or something like that, you want, 7.1, 7 foot. But yeah, that Shimano Corrado it's affordable. I mean, it's not a super expensive rod, but it's a really good rod to get.
I got you right there. All right, go ahead, Alex.
So what's the night before a big tournament look like for you? You got any rituals or superstitions?
Not really. I'm trying to think. I go to sleep pretty late. Like, I don't get much sleep at all. I go to sleep late. I'm always a night owl, and I'm always watching YouTube videos, fishing videos, or whatever on YouTube. But I've just got to get in a routine of my routine is, get ready for bed, get on my phone, watch a couple YouTube videos, go to bed, and then wake up and fish. That's what I don't know. I just watch videos. I don't
Yes.
really have
Simple
any
enough.
rituals or anything.
I got you. Are you and Emil going to do a show on his channel where you compete against each other?
Yeah, I'd like to do it.
I'd like to see you two on Guntersville punching.
That'd be cool.
It would be cool
awesome.
because I did that one weekend and I've never been over to Guntersville. First time I went over there and some guys said, let's go punching. And that was the boringest crap I've ever done in my life.
Yeah, I can't talk about Guntersville.
Oh, that's right. Crap. Okay. How about this? On any lake, when it comes to punching, that was the most boring thing in the world. So you're right. You gotta watch us with that. I get it. Have you ever fished Lake Oconee?
I never have. I want to though. I've heard that it's got some good largemouth.
Yeah, it does. It's got a few. Can Tucker go over some basic tips for minnow fishing on herring lakes?
I haven't done a ton of it, but I've got to do a little bit of it. I'm not too familiar with the minnows on the herring lakes. I've only done it a few times. I've caught some nice ones on it, but it just seems like you got to work that minnow super fast. And like back here at the Coosa, they feed on thread fins, so you can work it slow, and those fish will come up and just eat it. But on those herring lakes, like when they come up after it, you got to kind of have to rip it away from them and pull it a little bit faster, unless it's super cold and everything's just moving slow. But most of the time, you have to rip it away from them, which is cool because it triggers a reaction bite. But it's hard to do. It takes a lot of practice to be able to rip your minnow at a perfect time when that fish shoots up to it. Because if you rip it like a half a second before or half a second after that fish swims up there, it's not going to eat it. So it takes some practice to do.
I got you, Clint. A lot of people are seconding you on the custom marine concepts in the comment section.
Yeah, the dude rocks, Jeremy. I just took a picture and sent it to him. I was like, "Hey, some boys are saying some good stuff about you." So, and he was like, "Thanks a lot." So definitely hit him up. He's really good. He's fast. Really does good work. So
yeah, good. Tell him to send us some money too. I like that part too.
Tucker,
what is a juice minnow rod? What's your minnow rod?
I throw it depends on which minnow, but my all-around favorite is a 610 medium light NRX. And I think it's the Ned rig rod, but it's got a parabolic bend, but it's got some backbone in it. Like you can boat flip big ones on it, and you can throw all the way up to about a 1/4 ounce on it, and all the way to a 1/16 ounce. So I mean, you can throw light stuff, heavy stuff. I've had one of them for over 3 years, and probably I've caught thousands of fish on it. Boat flip big ones, 5-6 pounders on a medium light rod, and it's never had any problem, never snapped. And if you step on the guides, they just bounce right back up. They're like those spring-loaded guides.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's a lot of money, but if you make an investment like that, I mean, it's worth the investment because you're gonna have that rod for 20 years.
Gotcha. All right, Kerry Bell, I'm surprised you are alive, dude. I'm glad you're in the comment section after Miami got their ass handed to him the other night. He's a big Miami fan right there. So glad you're still alive and doing well. But he wants to know coffee or energy drink before a tournament.
I've tried. I'd usually do energy drinks most of the time, but they've been kind of making me feel weird. Like, I don't know. I don't drink caffeine too much. I drink it a little bit, but most of the time I just get those like vitamin water caffeine drinks, and they're pretty good. They've got caffeine in them, or I'll just won't drink anything. Maybe have like one of those little Red Bulls. I drink some of those like little Red Bulls, but I won't sit there and drink like a giant monster or nothing.
I got you. You get these highbrow questions on this show. People want to know the important stuff like that. Nobody cares what you're catching them on.
That's the important stuff to know.
Kendra, my friend from Michigan, wants to know, what's your favorite topwater bait and power fishing bait? Favorite topwater.
My favorite topwater. Like specifically, or just like spook, frog, like, or specific topwater?
Just, you can be as specific as you want, or you can be, depending on whether you're fishing down south or up north.
Yeah, I mean, I would say a frog's just my all around favorite topwater because you can throw it around anything. You can throw it around bushes, you can throw it around grass mats or sparse grass, around shade lines, under boat docks. I've caught a lot of big fish on a frog around the house, so that's probably one of my favorite baits to throw. Caught some big ones on it at lacrosse this year too.
You have to do anything with your frog? You modify it, or you boil it, or you do anything like that?
I do boil them if they're stiff.
Mm-hmm.
I change the hooks out on them sometimes to those Ryogi frog hooks. Those things are pretty good. And then also I just trim the legs really short. You don't want to have super long legs. I always trim them super short just because if you're fishing a mat, you don't want to have long legs because those fish will feel those legs like behind the frog and they'll miss it a lot more. But if you just have that main body frog with some really short legs, they'll eat it a lot better, and it just helps it walk better with those shorter legs. But I cut one down short and then I cut one down a little bit shorter, and like having it off balance like that, one a little bit longer, it makes it walk better.
Okay. What's your favorite brand of frog?
I mean, I'm sponsored by the Frog Factory, and they make some good stuff. But I've thrown all different frog brands. I've thrown Spros, I've thrown Frog Factories, I've thrown all of them. But any frog, I would say that it depends on what you're doing. If you're fishing around a little bit windier conditions, more open water, then I would fish a popping frog. Fish a popping frog a lot,
Right.
and just around the mats and stuff. I like to find a more of a flat frog, something that sits straight up, it doesn't roll over.
All right, Alex, go ahead. Go ahead and get your annual or your weekly shout out for your company there. Go ahead, throw it out there.
Got to try some tactical fishing frogs.
There you go.
Got a few styles.
Tactical fishing.
Tactical fishing, yeah. And I love this kiss ass question out here. Besides FNGO, what is the best content for bass fishing? So when you're actually on YouTube and you're looking for things, where do you normally go?
I would say
Intuitive angling.
Emil Wagner fishing.
I like watching all of them. I just go to the homepage and just scroll until I see something that looks good. I don't really get super specific about it. I just like watching good videos that pop up.
That's right. All right, Clint, take the next one. Take away Andre's right there.
If you had to fish Lanier today with no electronics, what would you focus on? Like, how would you approach fishing Lanier? So you're going tomorrow, going to pull up and go kick Emil's ass in a derb. What are you doing?
That's
right.
right.
No scope. I would say look for schooling activity. I remember having some tournaments there in October, and they would school on these specific points, and you could just sit there and wait. And every time they'd come up school, and if you threw in there right when they came up, you catch a nice one, 3.5+ pounder. And if you find a good place where they're schooling or blowing up on bait, just sit there for a while and see, because a lot of times they're just sitting on that point and they're just waiting for bait to swim over, and they come up school and you can cast over there and catch one, then just wait 5-10 minutes and they'll come up again, you'll catch another big one. But I think if you just find some schooling fish, as well as fishing shallow too. Right now, if I didn't have scope, the largemouth fishing is probably going to be pretty good up in the creeks and stuff like that, around boat docks and trees in the water and stuff like that.
Okay.
So if you had scope, how are you going to kick Emil's ass tomorrow?
If you had scope,
I don't know. I haven't been to Lanier in a while. I would probably say, I'd probably just focus on shallower stuff. With the fish moving up shallower this time of year, I'd try to look for some of those bigger fish that are up shallower than most people would think, instead of out deep.
Yeah, we keep saying Emil, but old Paul's pretty good on Lanier too.
Yeah, Paul's really good.
He is good. If he's not duck hunting or something like that. What's your favorite lake in the country? Is there a lake that you haven't fished that you want to go to?
I want to go to Clear Lake.
Oh yeah, that got ranked number 2. It was number 3 or number 2 in the nation for spotted bass. No, or was it for largemouth? You guys probably didn't want largemouth. I don't think that's what it was. That's what it was. That's Chat GPT. Clear Lake was definitely on the top 5 list for largemouth in that lake.
I want to go there. I don't know about favorite lake though. I mean, I've got a lot of I've got a lot of places that I like to fish, so I don't know if I have a favorite. I would probably say Guntersville is my favorite, just
Mm-hmm.
because I live there and I've got a lot of time on the lake. But yeah, I like a bunch of different places.
What's your
Going up
favorite?
north,
Yeah, outside of Guntersville, give me your next favorite.
mm,
It's tough, ain't it?
yeah, it's
It's a
real
lot of good
tough.
lakes. Let's see.
I mean, probably Lay Lake, probably just like somewhere by the house.
Okay.
I like fishing around the house a lot.
All right. Kent wants to know: are you in the Classic in Knoxville next year?
I am. I'm
Yeah,
excited.
that's gonna be pretty awesome. That's gonna
That'll
be
be
pretty
cool.
awesome.
It'll be my
Uh,
first time
That's
fishing
your
it.
first one, right?
Yeah, that'll be my first time fishing it. I've been wanting to get to that tournament for a while. I think I had like 4 seconds of in tournaments that I could have made the classic. So if I had won any of those 4 tournaments, I would have made it. And I finally made it, but it's pretty crazy that yeah, I wanted to make this tournament bad. I was like, I'm never gonna make that tournament. I'm never gonna make it, but made it.
And the whole squad made it too. That's gonna be a good time.
Yeah.
oh, they all
So
did. All four of them made it.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it was awesome.
That is crazy.
Awesome year for us.
What? Hey, listen. What would that? I mean, what would a Bassmaster Classic win mean to you personally?
That would be like top of the top, like super amazing. I mean, that's like Bassmaster legend status, and that's
Mhm.
like AOY and classic. That makes you a Bassmaster legend. I think like that's like the top level. If you
Yeah.
can become a legend, I think that's like probably the coolest thing.
That's right. And then that was going to be my next question: Bassmaster Classic or Angler of the Year? If you had to pick one, which one would you pick?
Angler of the year.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's
Angler
a
of the
good one.
year, I think should be awarded a lot more money than it is.
Yeah, for sure. Because that is, I
Angler of the
mean,
year is the best angler that over the whole season against the best anglers in the world.
yeah, absolutely
And
right
that's the
there.
best fisherman that year. I think that the most diverse fishermen, and I
Mhm.
think they should get the most prize money for that.
I agree with you on that. Carrie Bell, I'm sorry, buddy. I'm just joking with you. I had to take a shot right there. And Rocky, you're a Miami fan too. So both of you guys, hey, better luck this coming up week or your next game. What's the best time of year to catch smallmouth on the Tennessee River Lakes? Whether it's Alabama or Tennessee, it doesn't matter.
I would probably say, I would definitely say the spring, just like when they're spawning, and a lot of times when they're spawning too, they come out of that river. A lot of times they're deep out in the river in the summer and when it's cold too. But when it gets warmer and the spring's coming around, they all move up shallow, so you can catch them up shallow spawning, or just they're swimming around up shallow more, so you can cast around like swim baits and stuff and catch them.
I got you. Alex, since you fish Lanier a lot, how about you kind of look at that question from Tony Hall and kind of put your own spin on it?
I'm looking for bait.
You're looking for bait. The question is, how would you fish Lanier tomorrow starting at Safe Flight? So Alex says he would look for bait.
Yeah, I would
But
throw an underspin in the bait balls and throw some top water.
okay, how would you do it there, Tucker?
In the morning, I
Yeah.
would. Yeah, I mean, I would look for around for bait balls, and I would also look for just like schooling activity. A lot of times, I'll just run around those herring lakes in the morning until I see some activity blowing up, and pull over there and see what's going on.
Okay.
And then after that, I'd just look for groups of fish on brush or little groups up shallow.
I got you. So Crankin' and Yankin, actually, he's our buddy from Louisiana that is like the biggest anti-scoper that we got right here. So the fact that he's asking you a question, that's a serious question, means whether he wants to admit it or not, he likes you right here. Ever fished a frog only tournament? As we have one on Caddo or Cato, whatever the hell you say it, every year. Is it Caddo? Cato.
Gatto.
You ever fish Caddo?
I have not.
Dude, it's awesome looking. But have you ever fished a frog only tournament?
No, but I want to. I want to fish one of those. That would be fun. Definitely.
I think so. Go down there and fish it on his
Just
lake.
knowing that everybody's throwing a frog, so like you have to just lock it in your hand and grind. I think that would be cool.
Yeah, I agree with that. Do you fish the Frog Factory rivets? And if so, what hook do you use?
Yeah, they make a double hook that's really good for that rivet frog. It's good to reel around like grass that's sparse, and you can throw it around the edges of the thick stuff too. But especially in the morning, if you have like that pepper grass or like those or pads or those smaller pads, it's good to just reel around. And you can just cover water easier than slowly working a frog. You can just throw it around and burn it over the water, and they'll show themselves. If they don't eat it, you can throw back in there with another frog, or you can flip something in there if they don't eat it. But it just shows you where they're at, especially if you don't get them to eat it. You can slow down, but you can catch them on that thing too. Cover a lot of water.
Okay, what are you thinking about all this, Clint? You listening to all this?
Yeah, that's good stuff. I
Are you-
like it.
are
I'm
you-
trying to keep up with the comments too. There's a lot of people going back. Let's hit this one though. What is the biggest prank someone has played on another guy at the house?
I think it was, I don't know. There's been a lot of crazy pranks.
Go to the one you just thought of because you had it.
Yeah, no, look, yeah, he's smiling. He knows exactly what the hell you're talking about.
We've thrown some stuff on Paul before when he was whatever in the house and like mix up some concoction of like vegetable oil and stuff, and he slipped on it, and then his girlfriend Kate ran in there and slipped on it and hit the deck. And I don't know, we've done some crazy stuff. I would say one time we were drinking beer one of the nights of like practice or something, and Paul threw a couple cans in my boat the night before the tournament, and I rolled up to the ramp and there was a couple beers in my boat. I was like, "You this son of a gun!" I like got him out and threw him away in the trash can. I was like, "Golly, Paul, we're at an elite series tournament and you just put 2 beer cans in my boat? Are you kidding me?"
Hey, listen, I can see that. I can see Paul doing
It would have
that
been
for
worse
sure.
if they're in your live wells and you go to put your first fish in there. And
And they go by check in at blast off, and yeah, there's 2 beer cans in your live well, that ain't good.
There you go. He knew what the hell he was doing for sure. Tucker, you ever been out on Erie? Kendra wants to know.
I have.
What you think about it? You
I like
it?
it a lot. I like it a lot. It's just, it seems like Erie's really good, but it's a lot dependent on the wind. If you get some heavy wind out there, it can get really bad rough, which all the Great Lakes can, but especially there because there's not many places you can kind of get away from the wind. But when it's calm, you can go out there and smash them, big ones.
Well, let me ask you, as a Southern boy, growing up down here in the South, when you go up to a lake like that and you see those rollers like that, I mean, that's a different world. I don't think a lot of people can kind of understand just how rough the Great Lakes can get, or those lakes up north.
Yeah, definitely. I was in some today, and they were pretty big. It was like we were fishing, and then we were rolling back in, and there was a storm blowing in. And man, I don't know. It had to have been like 40, 50 mile per hour gusts when we were rolling back in, and we were trying to get back, and they just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And yeah, my graph like almost came off. It was pretty rough. I mean, it's dangerous, but as long as you know what you're doing, and I've been in a bunch of big waves around up north, and as long as you just take it easy and take your time and run the waves right and don't sink your boat, I mean, you're fine. You just
right.
trimming your motor up to keep the nose up, and don't just trim it down and plow through them because you'll become a submarine.
You like how he said that? As long as you don't sink your boat, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
I think that's really good. Have you ever puckered up? I mean, like, you know what I'm talking about, puckered up on one of those lakes up there?
Huron.
That
It
bad?
was the biggest waves I've ever seen. I don't know, because I'm sure there'll be some wave experts jump on the comments and be like, there ain't no way the waves were that big, but I'm telling you right now, I've never seen any waves that big, and even in the ocean, like they were huge.
Hell, down here, all the guys are used to like 2-footers and all that. So I promise you, we don't have that many experts on waves down here.
You got in the bottom of them, and you couldn't see anything around you. I mean, you're down in the bottom of the wave, and they're just giant. I don't know. It was crazy.
You get seasick?
Not really. No. I mean, I do a little bit sometimes, but not really.
Dude, I puked my ass off on Lake Michigan, so I know it was slick calm, and it was bluebird skies and a little strip of clouds, and then bluebird skies, and the guy goes, them clouds are going to be trouble. And I'm like, nah, dude, what the hell? Yeah, it got the like 4 to 6 foot rollers or something. We've been drinking all day and all that. So I kind of got a little puking off the side action there. Crankin' and Yankee said he likes everybody. He just likes to give us all a hard time. So we appreciate you, dude. Let's see. I haven't even pulled up a comment like this, Clint, all night. Why ain't you making me do that?
I was gonna give you shit about it after the show.
You
I figured
should have.
we'd just let it run.
So normally, Tucker, I've got guys that are running the board and they do all this shit for me. So I'm having to do all this
Okay.
tonight. Is the Nessie 7 a good glide bait? Have you thrown any of them?
I've never thrown them, so I don't know. I did see some at Mark's Outdoors the other day when I was over there hanging out, but I've not thrown it, so I'm not sure.
Do you
Looks
throw
pretty
glides?
cool.
Do you like glides? Have you been gliding at all these days?
I like glides. Yeah, I do. I don't throw them a ton. I do throw them like a decent bit, but it's kind of a bait that it's hard to throw sometimes in a tournament. Just when you're trying to catch as many quality fish as you can. I've done it fun fishing. It's really fun going out offshore and throwing a glide bait or even up shallow. It's fun to throw.
Glide baits suck. You throw a wacky worm?
I do.
There
I
you
do throw
go.
wacky
See,
worm.
there you go. That's all I needed to hear. We're golden right there. All right, Clint, take that one.
All right, let's say there's tons of bait, hundreds of bait balls, 7 to 12 foot of water, really any depth. How do you locate the bass and stay on them, especially when you can see them, but they're moving fast?
Okay. Hundreds of bait balls. I would say if you've got live scope, and you're running and you're trying to chase those bait ball fish down, I would say make your distance a little bit farther than you would think. I run mine 90, 100 foot, but if you're chasing bait ball fish, I'll bump that thing out and make it 130 foot just so you can see a lot more. And if you catch one and that bait ball moves and you get back up on the trail motor, you kind of lose track of where it went. You can kind of refine that bait. But yeah, I would say, and having your distance or your depth kind of the same too. I always keep my depth 35 really is the shallowest that I put it, and then I'll put it to about 45. But that way you can just see everything that's going on, and especially in shallower water like the 7 to 12 foot stuff, like they were saying, if you keep your depth on like 35 foot, it actually condenses all the picture down and it makes it a lot better image, makes it a lot cleaner image. You can see everything's like more condensed and you can see better. You can see your bait better. So yeah, I would say keep it 30, 35 foot, even if they're shallow, just because you can see everything that's going on a lot better.
All right, there you go. All right, Alex, this one's yours. You read it.
What is your go-to music to get in the mood for a day of fishing?
You listen to some Barry White or something like that? You got some soul music going, or what you got going on?
I listen to a lot of music. I listen to everything. I like rock music a lot. I like rap music a lot. I listen to a little bit of country too. I don't know, everything. I usually get on like a few songs during the week and I'll listen to those songs, and then I'll find a few new songs the next week. But I like everything. Rock music's pretty cool. I've been into rock a little bit recently, but rap it gets you fired up and before the tournament.
I got
Give
you.
us a song that hits this season, other than Blue Strips.
Man, I don't know. I've been listening to I don't know.
Just tell me you listen to Van Halen a little bit. How about that?
I mean, a few songs.
Oh,
Songs.
damn.
I listened to a couple Ozzy Osbourne songs that got me pumped up.
There you go. I like that.
Kodak Black's I've been listening to him a little bit recently.
Okay. Like, I don't even know who the hell Kodak Black is because I'm the old guy here, so I'll have to check him out after the show. Good Lord. What would be some tips for someone's first trip to St. Lawrence next year?
Be careful with that one.
Oh, never mind. Okay, if that's
I have an elite there next year, but I can tell them, but y'all just can't tell me anything. I would just, for St. Lawrence, I would just say if you're out there, I'd fish in the river, like towards the mouth of the lake. I wouldn't go out in the lake if you're not comfortable with it. I would just stay towards the mouth of the river, and and I would fish all those little high spots and current breaks right there around the mouth of the river, and I'd throw a drop shot in a minnow and a Ned rig, and just spend your time closer to the lake, because that's where it seems like all the bigger ones are at. But you don't have to go to the lake to catch big ones. You can catch 6-pounders, 7-pounders in the river too. So
I appreciate you, Clint. You know how I am. I just look at the next comment and I roll with it. So
No, you're fine. You're fine. I think we stayed clean. So
we stay
appreciate
clean
you
on that.
answering that, Tucker.
There you go.
yeah.
How about this one? Does Tucker fish a glide much? And if so, what are some of the favorites he likes to throw? We kind of talked about that a second ago, didn't we?
Yeah, I like the Buka Baits trick shad.
There you
That's
go.
a good one.
Yeah.
It's inexpensive too. Like, you can get a good glide bait for, a good price, and it's got some tails you can change out. It's got extra tails, and the hooks are actually on like 360-degree swivels. So if you hook one and it's a big one, and it's only got one hook, and that bait's like got some leverage in its mouth to swing it, it can swing around, and you don't lose the fish as much.
I got you. All right, Captain J. Speaking of offshore and pelagic, Tucker, do you enjoy saltwater? And what is your favorite saltwater species?
I do enjoy saltwater fishing. I actually went with Paul and Emil. It was a couple months ago. We actually went in one of his buddy's boats, but I like all kinds of saltwater fishing. I'm not really too picky because I haven't done it a ton. I'm not really good at it. I just like going out there and having fun. But I would say I caught a couple of cobias that were pretty fun reeling them in on a hair jig. I was throwing it up by this oil rig and free spooling it on a giant bait caster, and then I was just whenever I would get the bite, they would just hit it on the fall and knock a backlash in your reel. They would hit it so hard, and you just hook them and then run to the back of the boat as fast as you can to pull them out of the rig, and they would come up jumping like a tarpon or whatever, and it was fun.
It's pretty cool. And what you just said, it seems like you guys do a lot. I know you guys room together when you're fishing, but you do a lot outside together. I think that's pretty cool. So now I got this question. What's everybody's drink of choice? Because I know Emil can't drink beer. He's got some kind of gluten intolerance or something like that.
Yeah, Emil likes he likes High Noons, White Claws.
White Claws, there you go.
Yeah, White Claws are good. I don't know. I think Loberg probably Michelob Ultra. I like Michelob Ultra, and I don't know about Paul. Paul's kind of a little bit of everything. He's kind of seltzers. He'll drink some Budweisers too.
Okay,
that's something he's been doing recently.
Budweiser. Okay, there you go. Listen, I told you that's important stuff to our viewers. They want to know right there. Crankin' and Yankin says you can't tell the difference between a glide and a fish on live scope, so most stick to the little minnows. That's a Crankin' and Yankin comment right there, if there ever was one. John G.
Big baits on live scope too.
Oh, I know. And Crankin' and Yankin, one day we're going to catch him on a video. He's going to have live scope. We're going to get him a live scope and make him fish with it. John G wants to know what you throw at a bait ball. And I guess that depends on what lake you're at.
Yeah, it does depend on what lake you're at. If it's really cold, I like to throw a jerk bait just because you can, it suspends and you can let it sit there around the bait. And when the water gets really cold, a lot of those shad start to die off, and you'll see them. If you look at a bait ball, you'll just see some shad kind of floating away and floating on the surface, and that's because they get too cold and die. And that jerk bait is really good when it's cold in the wintertime, or just a minnow, or a lot of times even a topwater. If you're around bait balls that are up high on the surface feeding and they're blowing up on them, I like a topwater a lot too.
I got you. Clint or Alex, y'all got a question? You want me to keep flying through the comments?
No, you keep flying through.
Anything? Keep rocking them. Okay. Tyler wants to know, do you prefer a tungsten or lead jig head for scoping with a minnow? And do you need a flat brim hat to catch fish?
Let's see. I mean, I throw some with lead, some with tungsten. I like tungsten the best though, because you can get away with a smaller size jig head with the weight that you're using, and I think they can see that jig head. You don't really want a super shiny jig head. I like more of a dull brown jig head, just so it doesn't have a lot of flash. But the brim hat, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think a lot of the guys are running them, so I think it might be a deal. I don't know.
I
Might
like
help with fishing. I'm not sure.
I like it. What on tough days when the fish just won't bite? How do you turn a bad day onto the water into a good one? How do you
Have
not
fun.
spin? Yeah, how do you not spin out?
I would say the biggest thing for me is just having this confidence in yourself that if you keep running around and keep stopping on places that look good and set up right for the lake, that you're going to eventually run into them. And that's something that I've had to tell myself several tournaments this year when I haven't had much. I mean, even this last tournament at the Ultimate Anglers at Guntersville, I had 4 fish for 8 pounds at 12:30, and we were doing it 2:45. And I'd ran all the way up the lake past all my stuff that I'd been fishing, and I was like, I just got to run stuff that, sets up right. I finally ran into a place that I had a couple bites the first day on, and I'd caught a few nice ones there, but nothing crazy. And I pulled up there and made my line up and honestly kind of triangulated myself with the docks and stuff and that were on the bank, and ended up catching all my weight in the last little bit. So I would just say keeping your head down and not getting too flustered. I don't know, man. I've lost a lot of big fish in tournaments and stuff like that, and stuff like that just happens. You just got to keep running around and fishing hard.
I
Do
like
what
that
you
answer.
can. Yeah, just control what you can control.
That's right.
As long as you've got everything that, your knots tied right, your bait's on straight, just everything that you can do possible to make sure that you get the fish in the boat, do that. And then whatever else happens, you lose one. It happens.
All right, good. Who the hell is Tay Tay? Do we know who Tay Tay is? This is a Louisiana guy. Clint?
Taylor Swift.
It's got to be T Swift. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. You don't listen to Taylor Swift, do you?
I don't listen to Taylor Swift now.
Taylor Swift
I'm not into that.
You know, the Swiftie?
No.
Listen, for all her success, that is one woman in this world that cannot dance worth a shit. She is awful. I'm serious. And my daughters love her. I had one daughter go to Nashville to see her after she saw her in Atlanta or whatever. It's crazy. If you go to Japan, what lure are you hunting for her to buy?
Something I've never seen before. Nothing specific.
Right? Just something that catches your eye?
Yeah, just something that's like crazy, like, wow, what is that? And then try to bring it over here and try to catch something on it.
You throw those dice baits?
Yeah, I do. I've tried them.
You like them?
I do. I don't really think I have it mastered though. I've spent some time doing it, but I feel like I could get better with it.
Okay, I got you. Superior Trailers of Georgia. Emil just doesn't want to be judged by drinking cocktails. I get that. I understand that completely right there. What's your favorite boat snacks?
Uncrustables.
Okay, hold on a second. Now, Alec, we've dealt with this before right here. Now, how do you eat your Uncrustable?
Well,
now hold on a second, Alex. I want to hear how he does it.
When I'm at home, I put them in the air fryer.
He air fries his Uncrustables. Have you ever tried an air fried Uncrustable?
No.
It's amazing.
It will change your life, according to Alex. He says that. What flavor Uncrustable? That's important.
I like all of them. I like strawberry. Strawberry is probably my number one. Then I like grape, and then they have a new raspberry one that I like, and then they've got one that's got honey in it too. Peanut butter. That one. Money.
Somebody's gonna pull up this podcast and go like, "Oh, Tucker Smith is on here, and we're talking about friggin' Uncrustable flavors." You know what I'm saying? The important stuff, guys. You don't get this shit everywhere.
No.
What from that one hit Tyler's?
Where's Tyler at?
While we're on the topic.
Okay, do you like Quick Trip sausage and egg and cheese biscuits? I don't know what they're made of, but I highly recommend them. What is your favorite?
They don't know what they're made of either.
No. Do you do the Quick Trip sausage and egg biscuit?
I don't ever eat much in the morning, so I wouldn't know. I've never tried it. I haven't tried it.
I tell you what they do have. They have that jalapeno and cheddar sausage wrapped in that kind of, it's the pre-made one wrapped in some kind of damn poppy seed bread or something. Highly recommend that. It's good.
That's a Paul Marks stop. Quick Trip sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit.
Is that it?
That's what Paul Marks is going for, I'm sure.
And he's also going to be jalapeno hanging over the side of the boat.
All right.
He loves Quick Trip.
You know, we might as well ask that because Kevin Thornton right here, we'll ask this question first, but let me ask you this. You got to go number 2 on the boat. What's your technique for doing it? You off the
I
back?
mean,
You off the side? What you doing?
usually I try to go in the morning so I don't have to go on the boat, just because I don't want to waste time. But usually just hold on to the steering wheel and put the gear shifter down.
So this guy right here, and let's get ready to ask you this question. He's on our Thursday night show. He strips down completely buck ass naked, folds his clothes up, and then hangs off his like motor because he's worried about splashback. I think it's overkill. I just want to know what is your opinion, Tucker Smith, on getting buck ass naked and shitting off the back of the boat?
I mean, I wouldn't recommend it in a public setting.
All right, so serious question from Father Time. What electronics do you run and why?
I run Humminbird Apexes. I run two 13s on the console, and then I run one up front, and I run a Garmin up 16 up front too. And I just like those Humminbirds a lot for the side scan. I like a lot of the mapping with the Humminbirds. That Lake Master chip's really, really good. The new one, especially the VX. It's I mean, I use that thing everywhere I go with shading on the contour lines. I can't tell you how many times I've changed the colors of a shade, or I've shaded them differently to a depth that I'm catching them in, and I've ran around those lakes and found places with that contour depth like that and caught them. Like, I've done that a bunch of times this year and over the last couple of years. But the side scan, yeah, on the Humminbird, I think it's the best looking one I've seen.
Yeah.
Super clear. And then the Garmin, I run the Garmin LVS 34 with the 16. I think it's the 1643. It's like $1,000 cheaper than the 8600 series because it's got like one less port or something. But it's still the same resolution.
Right. That doesn't surprise me. You said Humminbird when it comes to side scan, because that's what everybody seems to say. Now, Cranking and Yanking wants you to do this. Choose a crankbait or a jerkbait, plopper, buzz, spinner, or chatter. One of those. What are you going to choose if you got to fish with just one? Or I guess that's three questions. Is that three questions in one right there?
That's 3 in 1 right there.
Yeah.
Man, that's tough. I like crankbaiting, and throwing a jerk bait. I would say that a deep crank is probably one of my favorite ways to catch them. But that jerk bait's good too. I would say crankbait, deep crankbait. I would say.
Come on. I'm hoping you
I'd say
said the right
buzz
one.
bait.
There we go.
Buzz
I
bait.
hate a plopper, so I'm glad you said buzz bait.
It's just that buzz bait's good, man. I grew up throwing that thing. And then chatterbait. I feel like it's just the chatterbait. I feel like it's more versatile. You can throw a green pumpkin one, or you can throw a shad colored one, or a craw colored one. So I think you can do more with the chatterbait.
Right. And I know you're fishing and all that. And so, the time that you're giving us is all a blessing to us. So anytime you got to go, let us know. Cause I know you're tired. You've been fishing. I want to at least get a couple more questions, but just whenever you need to go, just let us know. Okay. I want to be fair to you. Like if you're tired.
Yeah, I'm about to go eat dinner in a little bit, but I've got time for a little bit more.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. But just let us know. We're an easy, cheap date right here. Tucker wants to know, no, Tucker. Tyler wants to know, Tucker, would you recommend I bring Emil a white monster for my guide trip with him on Thursday? Will he tell me his fishing secrets if I do?
I don't know. I think you should bring him a Celsius.
Celsius. Okay, there you go.
Bring him a Celsius.
All right, there you go. Ken says
he might take you to some really good holes.
There you go. Ken says, I got to go. I need to go get some Cool Mint Zens and some Uncrustables with some 12-pound fluoro. That's what he's taking out of the show right here. Carrie Bell wants to know, that's a good combination. What's the biggest mistake you see most anglers make when they first start relying on forward-facing sonar?
The biggest mistake? I would say probably the biggest mistake is you don't have to be out in the middle of the lake to catch them with it. I would say, especially up shallow, using it's a good tool. Man, it's honestly just a good tool when you're in timber fields, when you're going down the bank and you don't want to break your trolling motor on a stump. I always have just liked it for following grass lines. I mean, when you're going down the bank at Lay Lake and you're fishing grass and there's there's standing timber like on the edge of the grass. I mean, constant times you'll look down and at your scope and you'll be like, oh, there's a tree like 20 feet ahead. I don't want to hit that. And you'll zoom out a little bit. But if you don't, I mean, sometimes you don't see that stuff and you'll slam your troll motor and snap it in half if you're going fast. But yeah, I would say definitely just people spending too much time out in the middle. I think that if you're on them out in the middle, they can really bite out there, but don't be afraid to go shallow with it. You can flip a jig with scope too.
Okay, I'm gonna give you 3 more questions. If you'll plow through these 3 for us, if you don't mind. You
Okay.
good? All right, here we
Yeah.
go. Captain J. Morgan. Speaking of crawl colored chatterbaits, when is your favorite time of the year to throw red in general? Anything that clues you in to that color or any tips you can provide?
February and March. It's just kind of the color the crayfish are that time of year when it's cold, and that time of year that it seems like most of the crawfish are more of a red color. So I usually throw it February and March. I'd say February is probably the best time to throw it.
Okay, fair enough right there. If I wanted to go watch Tucker live scoping on YouTube, this is our Louisiana buddy, where would I go? Does he have a channel?
Yeah, it's Tucker Smith Fishing on YouTube. I've got some live scope videos, and I've also got some videos not using live scope, so you can go watch whatever way of fishing you'd like.
Listen, I'll buy you dinner if you can convince Crankin and Yankin to use a live scope. Any restaurant in the damn country, I don't care how expensive it is, I'll buy you dinner if you can get him to use a live scope. What's your biggest bass during a tournament?
My biggest bass during a tournament, probably, I think I caught one at Harris Chain that might have been close to 9 pounder, I think.
There you go. That's pretty awesome. All right, boss, I'm going to let you get out of here because, like I said, I know you've been fishing all day, and it's just been a pleasure for you to join us. And it's really cool. Once we get somebody on here, I think Clint and Alex can testify to this. We like to follow you. We're following you already. But once you've been on the show, it kind of gives us a little more, reason to follow you and all that. You've had a hell of a career so far, and you're just getting started. And so it's really impressive.
Thank you, man.
Dude, it's impressive what you're doing. Absolutely. I think Clint and Alex, you guys would agree.
Oh, 100%.
100%.
Like this dude's he's the bomb right here.
I remember hearing his name when I was fishing college tournaments. And I was like, who is this kid kicking my ass all the time?
That's right.
Now I get to
it,
shoot some photos every now and again. But seriously, dude, you should be proud. You've been grinding, and it's obviously been paying off. And like people are just now seeing you holding up trophies, dude. You've been holding up trophies for a while. So like keep grinding. Like there's a lot more ahead of you for your future. And thanks so much for taking the time to be on our show too.
Yeah, absolutely. I hope we didn't scare you off and you'll come back. What I
had fun. Thank you guys for having me.
What I want to do is I want to get your house, all 4 of you together on a show right here. And let's just actually start pinning you guys against each other and see who really comes out with the real shit. You know what I'm saying?
It might be scary.
Oh no, listen, ain't nothing gonna scare us. So we're gonna let you go, buddy. Appreciate you joining us. And now what we're gonna do is spend the rest of the time talking about you. So, I really do. You're a very impressive young man, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you guys. I had a good time. I'll do it anytime.
All right, buddy. I got your number and I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. All right, cut him off too quick. Guys, listen, what do you got? What do you think now? I mean, seriously.
I think it was awesome. I mean, he was actually talking some juice, like knowing like that he's running all Humminbird. Obviously that's for a reason with the side scan. Like I've always remember hearing back in the Helix days, like Humminbird's the best. And I mean, he is the best side scanner out there, I think, honestly. And the fact that he still uses that, everybody's like, oh, scoper. It's like the amount of stuff he found to win fork side scanning for 3 straight days of practice, like that's pretty awesome. And then just diving in, getting to know him a little bit better. I thought it was pretty awesome.
See, that's what I'm going to now. Listen, Alex, I know generally you're in the back and you're pressing the buttons and all that.
Yeah.
And I'll throw something to you, but in the old setup, I'd sit back and I'd watch you, and I'd see your facial expressions. You know what I'm saying? Like when somebody would say something, you'd be back there and you'd be like, I could tell. Okay, but honestly, now that you're out here up front with the rest of us, I mean, what do you think about some of the things that he said?
I like it, man. The side scan stuff, especially. I know that since I got live scope, right? At first, man, it was tough. It was rough. I wasn't catching anything. I wasn't utilizing it like I could. And then I started using my side scan more. with the live scope,
Mm-hmm.
like, and looking at both of them and finding spots on the side scan and then going over there to scope it, and it made a huge difference.
Yeah, you know what? If you think about this, somebody put in a comment, Craftmaster, he is one of the 2 biggest money derbs in his lifetime. Enough said.
Yeah.
Listen, that kid has won some cash. Like, he ain't got no problem buying dinner. You know what I'm saying? With the way
The
he's
thing
fishing.
is he's like got it all in savings. He got a financial advisor, and he's doing it the right way too. Like, it's not like he's blowing it on dumb stuff or anything. He's investing in his future, which says a lot. That, I mean, at such a young age, being mature with your money, because I can't say at 27 years old right now that I'd be as responsible as he is at 24.
Oh,
You know,
no, I was playing beer league softball, dude. I wanted to make sure I had enough money to buy the beer for the weekend on the softball and everything like that. So, it's pretty cool. Now, Alex, the way he fishes, was there something that you could take, and Clint, you as well, is there anything that kind of relates to the way you fish that you could have took from tonight?
Go ahead, Alex.
Yeah, I mean, the scoping up shallow. I mean, I really already do it, but keeping the depth cranked up or cranked deep, even if you're up, because you can be 5 foot and you can still use it.
Mm-hmm.
And it really compresses and condenses that picture down and gives you a lot of detail. And that was pretty good.
Yeah, what do you think, Clint?
I liked when he was talking about the like, once you find them in a certain depth, being able to use the depth shading on Humminbird. Garmin does it too. Being able to, like, if I'm catching them in 8 to 12, be able to highlight every single hot point on the lake where 8 to 12 is happening, and then it helps you break down water so much faster. So
Yeah.
it's something that I've done, but I've kind of haven't done recently. So it's something that kind of makes me want to, going into more fall fishing, like, finding that depth range is huge, because you're starting to get out of that thermocline and just trying to figure out, like, where the fish are setting up. So I feel like that's something I definitely took away from this, is like, I need to make sure I'm implementing that in the derbs going up.
That depth shading is really nice for, like, ditch fishing and stuff too.
Oh, yeah.
You zoom
For
out,
sure.
all those spots are just bright green on the map.
So I see Kendra, and again, for guys, if you don't know, Kendra is in Michigan, and I think you're going to be fishing some BFLs, and I'm going to be adding something to our YouTube channel, and I'm going to start highlighting some of the women anglers across the country, and Kendra is going to be one of them. She's going to be one of the first ones that I do. She said it should not be a surprise this young man is one of the best. He was mentored by one of the best and has continued to build and work to be a great all-around angler. Guys, think about if you were able at his young age to get in a boat with Aaron Martins or somebody of that caliber, and to be able to just suck knowledge from them and watch them do these techniques. Just, we don't all get that opportunity. Just that right there is special in and of itself.
100%.
For sure. And like, I feel like you're a product of your environment too. And I think he's always put himself in the position to be around good people. And that's because he is a good dude. Like, Aaron didn't take him under his wing because he was some kid. Like, he saw the passion and that he wanted to pursue. And so, like, I think that's pretty cool that he was able to have that relationship. And then he's probably continuing to make more, with as you age and angling and grow and experience, you surround yourself with more and more people. And that's how you ultimately learn. I mean, these guys, you're seeing more and more guys running in houses and things like that, not only to cut down on expenses, but being able to have a couple guys to just either talk fishing and learn and grow. I mean, look at their house. Like, you have Tucker from Alabama, you got the Herring guys, you got Loberg from California. Like, you have all these different ways of looking at things. So being able to bounce ideas off each other is huge, and learn from each other. But also, when you don't want to talk fishing, it's cool to hear all these different perspectives on just life in general, and like how things are going too outside of fishing. I mean, being able to surround yourself with those different perspectives, but you're all there for a like-minded love and passion for the sport.
Yeah, I mean, just think about the talent in that house. I mean, we know Emil and Paul from here. Now Tucker's, he's out there, and of course, you got California, Alabama, and Georgia, fishing hot spots. But the youth in that house, that's just kind of, that's your Bassmaster elites for the next 5, 10, maybe 15 years if they continue on the path they're going. You know, this could be like that might be one of the all-time greatest houses if they continue on their path. Now, Kendra says, I've been fishing it for 8 years as a co-angler. Next year will be my first season as a boater. And girl, we want you to get out there and kick ass. I love it. I think it's good. We need to get more women involved into this, and plus more of you out there talking about how to catch fish, because a lot of you catch fish a lot better than a lot of us guys do, and you guys can teach us something. I say you guys, you gals can teach us something. Trey McKinney is another that fished with pros now. Back when he was a kid, it shows being a sponge, and that's you know, you can have a pro teaching. Michael Jordan could teach a young kid how to play basketball, but if that kid ain't willing to listen and learn and implement what Michael Jordan says,
yeah,
he's going to play like me or Alex. You know, Clint, maybe you can play basketball. Hell, I don't know. Maybe both of you guys are great basketball
Church
players.
league, baby. I was second. I was on the bench for 3 quarters and got to play 1 quarter because I was mandatory that I
because you had to you had to come off the bench there at the end. Listen, yeah. I got tossed out of more church league softball games than I did any of the regular ones. Church league back in Forsyth County back in the day was a different thing. You had to go to church for one Sunday out of each quarter. And if you did that, so basically 4 times a year, you qualified to play on the church league softball team. So it was a different world back then.
The church league was the deal. I remember in high school, it was the first time I ever tried pre-workout, like taking a scoop of pre-workout, and I took it before a basketball game. And I'm a pretty docile guy. I don't really get very aggressive at all. I fouled out in the first quarter after taking pre-workout. I was just like, I fish hooked a guy. He was going up for a layup, and I got him, pulled him down. I was like, "You're like."
What was
bad. I was like, dang, okay.
Was you like
caffeine does to a young 16-year-old in church league basketball?
I was going to say you were fiending on creatine, you know, stuff like that for sure. But hey, listen, you know, how old are you? What are you, in 30s?
I'm 27.
27 right there. So I'm just telling you, back in the 90s, late 80s, 90s, church league sports in general were probably the roughest sports you would ever play. By far. Now, Crankin says we need to get Christine Fisher on one night. She fishes down on Cato often. Like, I've talked to Christine and she said she would come on. So
that'd be awesome.
It would be awesome. You know,
also, let us know in the comments what y'all think of this new setup. I mean, it's kind of cool having all of our faces on at once. Like, I think it ran pretty smooth. I saw Coleman's comment. He said he liked the new format of things. So let us know what y'all think in the comments too.
Other than I forgot like hell about 2/3 through the damn show to start pulling up all the comments right there. I forgot I could do that. But you know what? It is cool. I do think it's cool because one of the things when we had the old setup, granted, we were all there and we were all live together, and that is one way. But another thing is, like, when I'm talking and we were live and all that, I can't see you over here to my right. You know, I'd see Alex just depending on whether we were setting up. But it is, you know, being able to watch, you know, your I guess your perspectives on something. And Michael Bradley says it's nice to be able to see y'all. It is. Christina's awesome. She can fish. Like, I mean,
yeah,
she's a freaking hammer. I mean, just straight up.
She's awesome. Don't miss Kevin's comment up there.
Where's Kevin at?
I saw that.
Oh, okay. Hey, okay, Kevin. Hey, I don't fold my clothes. I just kicked them off. Kevin, I'm sorry. I thought you folded them. What we got to do is make sure we got Kevin some technology. So Thursday nights we can pull him on here still to do the question of the night.
I'm glad I didn't get to listen to it because I was in Idaho, but I re-listened to Thursday night show, and I'm glad I got to because that put some good perspective for those comments there.
Oh, I'm telling you, it's Aaron Young. The biggest fights I ever saw was church league softball. Post-game Siemens were priceless. I'm telling you, like, honestly, what they did back in Forsyth County back in the days is we stacked teams. All right, you had your guys kind of like Clint that had to play like one inning. We had to let you guys play one inning, and then the rest of us, like, I don't know, drunkards would come in and we would play the first 5 and everything. But you're right. But it was still fun. Is the old setup at the shop done? Yes. I'll just go ahead and tell you guys this. The shop is going, if you don't know, the shop is going to be closing. And again, no animosity between me and my partner. He was fantastic. We're just at this point where it makes sense for him to do the things that he loves and the things that I love, which is just podcasts and social media. And so the shop, unfortunately, is closing down, but I'm going to try to work in some ways to get us all together. I was thinking about it on the lunch break today, where like maybe 1 month, all you guys down on the Alatoona side, we have like, hell, we'll go to the Golden Corral or something. We'll have a, Fish North Georgia night or whatever. Maybe Twin Peaks, something like that, something for Clint and the guys to be happy. And then maybe the next month we will do the Lanier thing. But it is just part of life where you get to a certain point and now you got to make some decisions. And the most important thing work-wise in my life is this podcast and you guys and seeing you guys all the time. What are you laughing at, Alex? Huh? Where's cranking? Alex, stop kicking the leg. You were shaking like a chihuahua pooping a peach seed. What the hell is it pooping a peach seed? I like it. Volume actually seems to be more even or smoother on my TV. Maybe. Did y'all say the lunch break y'all are going to have get-togethers? Yeah, for sure. We're going to. And listen, the best thing about all this is that we're all staying friends. We're all staying together. Even me and my partner, everything's great. We still own our Real American Road Trip TV show together. So it's just a time business-wise that makes sense. And the cool thing is now that our shop maybe is closing like that, I can start promoting some of the other local shops and maybe they can start giving me money to promote them on my show, whatever works. Hammond's, I'm talking to you, Tim, over there at Hammond's. Give me a call, man. Now, Kendra says she needs to come visit Georgia. I won't be far between Christmas and New Year's. Well, maybe we can work it all out where we have a big party and all that.
I'm gonna grab boys.
What does he got to do? Got to go do a refill?
Yeah, I got to get a refill.
Oh, okay. There you go. I didn't know Alex was over there popping stuff. So, but all right. So Clint, though, seriously, I always said that one of the best business decisions we've ever done with the podcast is we make friends with all these young guys.
For sure.
That Tucker is one of those guys.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is like, it's not like he's just starting out. Dude's been doing it forever. But like being able to talk to these guys, like this is the future of our sport. It's the present of our sport. Let's be honest. I mean, he is coming in on the front lines, cashing checks, breaking necks, and jacking jaws. Like it's pretty awesome. So, I mean, being able to talk with these guys and have the platform to be able to share what these guys information, like they're willing to open up and talk to us is pretty awesome. So I think definitely talking to them now while they're willing to talk to us and they're not too cool is pretty cool. And that also says a lot about these guys too. They're not shutting us out and being like, oh no, I'll do it some other time, or just not even responding. Like he didn't have to jump on this. Like he's hanging out, going up north, like just won the biggest tournament of the year. Like that's insane. Like the kid just won $500,000 fishing, catching bass over 3 days with no scope. Like that's pretty awesome. He didn't have to talk to us and he chose to. So like I think it's pretty cool that our sport's allowing us to just bring people like this on the show and then also just share and enjoy. We all are here because we all like to catch little green fish or catfish or smallmouth or whatever. I mean,
oh yeah,
it's pretty cool.
Well, I mean, we are kind of cool. We are kind of the cool kids to hang out with when it comes to the podcast and the fishing world. If we're being honest, we're the cool kids. There's a lot of stiffs out there. Look, Alex is laughing and all that.
Kendra said she'll be in Asheville. That's
how far is that?
So it's 3 hours from us.
Yeah, Kendra, look, 3 hours is no big deal. You got to come down and see us.
There's a ton of good lakes to fish with smallmouth around there. I went to Western Carolina about an hour from Asheville, and there's a ton of good lakes over there to go catch some. So hit us up. Let's go catch some bass.
And I would say this, listen, now, once we get through this first few weeks of this kind of new situation, absolutely, I'll go do one at Hammond's. I've always had a good relationship with the guys at Hammond's anyway. So I have no problem, doing that, supporting. And listen, even when we had the shop, I've always said that the local tackle shop, at the end of the day, granted, listen, I know Tackle Warehouse has everything. Bass Pro Shops, they all got it. But when you go support a local tackle shop and it's the guys in your community that you're doing that with, to me, that's the big thing. And if we can help Hammond's, Dugout, whatever, I think I'm going to talk to some of my dog. Can y'all hear my dogs barking? I'm just curious. Kinda. I'm gonna
Barely.
go kick.
It's pretty muffled.
I'm gonna go kick his ass here in a second. But no, that's the big thing for sure. I would definitely do that. I'll talk to Tim. We'll figure it out. Maybe we can do it on a night that Emil and Kaz are over there teaching and just have them on at the same time.
Yeah, we can make like an events out of it. We could be like, hey, next month, and then we can talk about it a couple weeks before, talk about it on every show, and be like, hey, come out and see us. And then we kind of do like a meet and greet live show. I mean, hell, we could do a speed dating show where we pull in a guest for 10 minutes and then pull in the next guy in line or whatever. Like, there's all kinds of ideas and opportunities we could do.
And I'll sign autographs for free. Guys, I won't even charge you to sign. No, I'm just kidding like that. Clint, can you sing La Bamba?
I don't even know what that is. That's all. I have no idea.
You don't know what La Bamba is?
La Bamba. Richie Mullins or Valens or whatever the hell his name is, he died in a plane crash. You got to know what La Bamba is.
I'm probably, if I heard it, I guess.
I mean, you look Spanish. You got a little Spanish in you right there. You can do that.
Ian will love that. Ian always gives me a shit. He's like, hey, Clint, how's it going, my friend?
And listen, my brother, and actually, my daughter, when she gets some sun, they look of that persuasion. My brother had a mustache when he was like in the 5th grade, but he is just brown and jet black hair and a mustache and all that. Beautiful looking fella like that for sure. But the cool thing is, again, back to the day. Hey,
is it Richie
Valens? Valens or something like that. Died in a plane crash, I think, with Buddy Holly.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Have you never heard the song?
Oh, yeah.
Listen, I don't even know the words, so I would go like, I don't even know what the hell he says. I sound like I'm singing German. But all you got to do is make something up. It's a cool beat. But I think he was on a plane crash with Buddy Holly.
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
back in the day. So a lot of talent went down there. It's crazy how many famous musicians have passed away in a plane crash.
Yeah.
You think I'm a Van Halen guy, but I love Randy Rhoads too. Plane crash. What was it? Leonard Skinner. I thought some of them died in a plane crash, right? And then you got hell, there's a bunch of them. If I was a musician, I don't know that I'd get on a plane. That's just me, for sure. So, but anyway, okay. Listen, for the first time us doing it this way, I think it went well. I think we will get better as we go. Doc Holliday says Thursday battle will be a Tyler and Emil versus Brooks and Doc. What do you think, Tyler? I think it'd be pretty cool. And of course, Superior Trailers, because she is the brains of the operation and smarter than anybody else. That was Richie's biggest fear. Richie Valens was to fly in a plane, and yet he died in a plane crash. So, and that's why Waylon said, "Nope, I'll meet y'all there."
Yeah, he was supposed to be on that plane.
He was, right? That's exactly right.
That's crazy.
It is crazy. So, all right, guys, with that, I think we're going to call it a night. I think for the first time, new setup, pretty good. Like, again, I'll figure out how to press all these buttons because I had important people doing that. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. And actually, to me, it shows just how valuable you guys are being on this side and trying to worry about everything like that. So, Alex, you and Tony and Tim, even though we're going to keep you up front now and I'll be doing it, you have no idea how much I appreciate you guys. I mean, it's a lot of work.
Yeah, it is.
It's a lot of work. So thank you guys very much. And with that, we're going to let everybody go. I hope you guys have a great rest of your evening. Tomorrow, join me for the lunch break at 12 o'clock. We'll talk about what we talked about today. We'll kind of recap it, see what all is going on, what you guys thought about what Tucker said, and then we'll figure out something for Thursday. I got to get the Thursday crew in here, and we'll do it all again, and then we'll just keep this snowball rolling. So with that, you guys have a great rest of the evening. We will see you on the next one. Be safe out there, and we appreciate you guys more than you know. So you guys have a nice evening.